Oh, hi YouTube. Thanks for joining me. This is Lady Tiola coming to you today, and you can tell it's going to be a very serious subject. It's all about the good old American dollar, the greenback. Money do make the world go round, and don't be fooled, but it definitely doesn't buy happiness. And because of its effect on our lives, it warrants the conversation that we're having here today. There have been lots of talk about finances in the future in the last couple of months, and will continue into the future. I have always felt that there is still an American dream. No matter if a person is making $30,000, $50,000, $80,000, or $120,000, they all can end up with the same style or status or quality of living. Now, don't get me wrong, I do get it that there is a huge or somewhat huge difference between $30,000 and $120,000. One, the $120,000 pays a whole lot more taxes, and the $30,000 will take a little longer to get to the quality or the status of living of the 120. But I can tell you this, it can definitely happen. And I have found so often that those that are making $120,000 a year also have the expenses to match. So here's the deal. No matter what or how much money you're making, you have to learn the B word, budget. It's a good B word. It makes us happy. Having a good budget, the key is this: flexibility. Just like a child, we have to teach ourselves good behaviors. We have to teach ourselves not to spend as often as we used to, not to restrict ourselves from having it all. So therefore, I have a couple of tips. Flexibility, and lots of it. Do whatever you can. Go to a park, have a picnic, have an island. Fill your life with whatever fun. Because when the fun stops and you're not used to having a budget, the spending starts. Go downtown and find out what free things there are for tourists. Some people live in their own city and never made it downtown, never made it to their own aquarium, but they would take a long vacation. Build in that flexibility to do things that you really like. Have a hair day. Maybe not so often as you used to. Go on vacation, and maybe a little closer to home than you're used to. But you want to make sure you keep the fun in your budget. I got an email, and I want to share it with you. It says, Lady Tiola, I'm Stacy Adams. Hi, Stacy. I just got my first job, and I'm making $30,000 a year. Oh, congratulations. I'll be putting some aside some money for the future and could probably afford $50 a month. However, my coworkers are saying that I should probably start paying off my credit cards, which totals $4,500 a month. That's a double. 3 of them. Not including my student loans. What should I do? Well, Stacy, it seems like you're on the right track. You know you could start putting aside some money. Now the big question is what to do first. You have a couple of options. Go for the future, build for your retirement, start paying off those nasty credit cards, or I'm going to add another option to it. The third option is savings. You want to make sure you have your savings first, because after the first tire blowout, the first roof leak, guess what you're going to turn to pay for those unexpected expenses? Your credit cards. And then you're back in the same predicament. So I tell you what, why don't you start with a savings to get at least 3 months to start, then move over to those high interest credit cards. At the same time, you might want to check out how much your company is going to match for your retirement. So if they match 2%, give that 2%. If they match 5%, you might want to start trying to match 5%. But ultimately, your first start should always be having that fallback, having that cushion or that savings. Well, that's all for today, YouTube. Thanks for joining me. And join me next time where we have more financial tips about the good old American dollar.